Transcorp Power, first listed company on the exchange in 2024, holding its first annual meeting as a public company. The newly listed power firm has also reported its first quarter earnings to the market, even as its total market value now stands just shy of 3 trillion naira. Going to talk about that now with Mr. Ikenga, Peter Ikenga, who is the Managing Director and CEO. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Good evening to you.
Thank you, Rutus.
And I want to get your, give us some details on, I guess, this first AGM, you know, the highlights, what was discussed and the like.
Yeah. So thank you, Rutus. Like you pointed out, we listed on the main board of the Arise Xchange on the 4th of March, and we were received very warmly in the market. We had our first AGM, successful AGM post-listing on Monday the 20th. It was truly a historic affair. You know, we got tremendous support from our shareholders. They were pleased with the performance that we have posted in full year. They were pleased that, you know, despite coming in on the 4th of March, they all received dividend payments. We declared a dividend of 3 naira and 13 kobo. You know, for every share held within the company. So truly it was a very successful AGM. We laid out our plans and visions for the future, and shareholders are quite excited with where we're taking the company to.
Hey, we give a lot of props to private sector players that dive into Nigeria's power sector. It is not an easy place to play in, and power, of course, it's forever making headlines. So as far as projects that you're excited about and the future, navigating these headwinds in the power sector, what's on your radar?
Yeah. So the power sector right now is heavily challenged, like you pointed out, quite a lot of headwinds, economic headwinds, structural headwinds. But despite that, you know, at Transcorp Power, we continue to see opportunity, you know, to harness value for our shareholders. So our primary focus for 2024 is to continue the trajectory that we have maintained over the last 5 years, continue to recover capacity in our plant. By the end of 2024, we would have brought in additional 240 megawatts of additional generation within the plant. We'll continue to drive, you know, operational excellence. For us, it is very critical, you know, that we drive the highest level of operational efficiency within our operations, because gas represents about 50% of our cost. So if you drive higher operational performance of the fleet of units that we have, you see a significant reduction in the cost of gas, which also translates to profitability for shareholders. So we're quite excited. Stepping into the future, we're looking at opportunities within the underserved and unserved population. It will surprise you, about 45% of the country still has little or no access to electricity. Wow. You know,
wow.
So we see opportunities within the renewable energy space as a way to complement grid and limitations of the grid to deliver power to the far-flung regions within the country.
So much to discuss. I could talk power with you for the next 1 hour. How about how your vision and strategy fits in within the wider Transcorp group?
Yeah. So at Transcorp, you know, we have a core purpose of improving lives and transforming Africa. So for us, we see investments in strategic sectors of the economy as a key to economic development. The core of all of that is power. Power is critical to industrialization. It's critical to anything that you want to do in any civilized society. So I think for us, you know, we have the mission of truly affecting the lives of every Nigerian. Our long-term vision is to deliver power to 1 in 4 homes, industries, schools, hospitals, truly be an agent of transformation.
And I guess it's as far as your optimism with respect to that vision being played out. Despite the headwinds, you're optimistic that vision is going to be seen through to the end.
Well, you know, it's easy to, you know, to take a step back and say, you know what, it's too tough, we don't want to get into it. Yeah. But we're not in it because it's easy. We're in it because it's hard. You know, within our DNA is, you know, trying to make the impossible possible. So I think for us, you know, amidst all the challenges, we continue to find areas where we can harness opportunities, harness value for our shareholders. Critical is doing that consistently. doing that sustainably as well. And we've been able to demonstrate that even when we were private before we became public. And we're going to see a lot more of that now that we're a publicly quoted company.
Excellent. Yeah, speaking of being publicly quoted, how are you taking in your first quarter results in terms of performance?
Yeah. So first quarter was truly impressive. We saw a huge jump in our top line. We recorded a revenue of 67.8 billion just for quarter one. Our profit before tax numbers came in at about 28.8 billion, already more than half of what we did for full year 2023. So you can see that we have maintained a consistent trajectory, upward trajectory, delivering excellent financial outcomes, delivering excellent operating results, and we'll just continue to push along that line, into the rest of the year. So shareholders are assured of incredible performance in 2024. Just similar to what we had in 2023.
All right, and as far as maintaining your competitive edge, how do you want to push that through?
So I think for us it's really around looking at our core and unique value proposition. Ingenuity, it's resilience, it's the tenacity to continue to go. It's working with our stakeholders, across the entire value chain. Is looking for opportunities within that entire value chain, looking for opportunities for integration across the value chain. We have a gas to power strategy that we're bringing to life, and just continue to drive excellence in everything that we do, taking advantage of the recent developments within the sector. You recall that last year the Electricity Act was signed, and that has liberalized the sector for broader participation. So we see opportunities in that space. So I think the future is truly bright amidst all the headwinds that we continue to face on a day-to-day basis.
The whole debate as to, because gas is priced in dollars, yeah? And that's, I can imagine, there's a weight there. The whole debate around, gas being priced in dollars versus possibly pricing it in naira, you'd like for it to be priced in naira, yeah? Would that make things, as far as cost, from a cost perspective, easier for you? Or since you generate, right, don't you also sell as well? Help us out with the model, because I'm seeing on the other side, if you're generating and then selling power, then you're selling in dollars and then earning. So help us out with that.
Yeah. So I think it's really around the structure around the oil and gas space.
Yeah.
So because oil and gas investment is in USD, the product is denominated in USD. So for us, yes, it's priced in USD, but our settlement is in naira. So we do not have any FX exposure with respect to paying for gas supply. However, the impact of FX still affects the cost. So what you find is that with the continued devaluation of the naira, what it means is that our gas cost continues to increase on naira basis. But we do not have to source FX for it, but it's denominated in naira. But again, it's really a reflection of the overall business environment that you have to do, and so I think for us, continue to work within what we can, how we can improve on our efficiencies, driving down the gas consumption within our units, to try to drive down our costs is some of the ways in which we are balancing out the effect of increased operational expenses that you continue to see.
I can imagine for a private sector player like yourself, with the Electricity Act, as you just mentioned, that being signed, not all states are equal. So, some states will have more of, I guess, the ability to be able to generate their power. But just looking holistically, do you see yourself, I guess, expanding your footprint? How do you see the interplay between the states and the Electricity Act, playing out?
So I think for us it creates an opportunity for additional investment, for additional revenue. Like you really pointed out, states at different levels of maturity in terms of the journey. Having an electricity market within the states that is controlled, but we'll continue to collaborate with states that are ready. We see opportunities to have our footprint outside our core area of operation, within certain states. And we're already having conversations with some states around possible areas of collaboration, just to deepen the level of electricity penetration in those states, and guaranteeing reliable electricity. At the end of it all, I think the average Nigeria is who we are targeting. People want consistent, steady electricity supply to them, and that's really what we're about at Transcorp Power.
Mr. Ikenga, like I said, I have so many more questions. I want to talk more about renewable energy, and so we'll have to have you back. Great conversation. Thank you for joining us on the Arise News, Arise Exchange. Congrats again on the AGM and the listing and how well the company has been performing. Mr. Peter Ikenga, MD at Transcorp Power. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.